Finding and using the right Google Ads hack for your e-commerce brand can literally explode it to the very next level. And in this video, I'm gonna give you not one, but 5 different Google Ads hacks which all work right now in 2024. But with that, let's start off with hack number 1. I like to call this the PMax cold traffic hack. Now, this hack I actually personally came up with because I started to notice so many e-commerce brands making this mistake. And this mistake, it was actually costing them a lot of revenue and a lot of money long term. And this mistake was they were actually running their Google Ads campaigns targeting retargeting audiences and hot and warm traffic instead of cold traffic. In fact, some of these brands I was talking with and auditing under my Google Ads agency or marketing, they were literally getting up to 70% to 80% retargeting traffic and retargeting sales despite running performance max campaigns. And that's when I realized the reason why they're doing this is because they don't know how to even check if they're getting retargeting sales or if it's cold traffic sales. So first things first, on the campaign dashboard, what you want to do is on the left-hand side, click Insights. This Insights section is a very useful tool. In fact, it's a gold mine of different data that you can use to further understand your business. But I like to look at the last 28 days just because I want to look at more data to begin with. And when you choose that option, what you want to do is you want to scroll all the way down until you get to this section right here, the keyword section. Now, for security reasons, you're not going to be able to see what keywords are ranking here. But for your own brand, if you see that your major keyword at the top is your branded keyword, like for example, if you are the brand Google, if it says Google and then the product name of the product that you sell. So if you sell pillows, it could say like Google pillow or google.com pillow or whatever it may be. And if that's number 1, that's when you know 70 to 80% of your revenue from Google Ads is coming from retargeting. That's a very big shocker for so many e-commerce brands because they come in here and they understand that 1,000 sales came from retargeting and then barely like 300 sales or 50 sales came from cold traffic keywords and more. That's a very big red flag because that means your current Google Ads agency or whoever's handling your Google Ads right now, they have not set up the proper strategies here to ensure that the PMax campaigns, search campaigns, whatever you have going on is going after cold traffic along with hot and warm traffic. The way we approach this in terms of the strategy is we like to have certain campaigns going after just cold traffic. For example, if it's a performance max campaign, you can literally make this campaign go after cold traffic only by going to settings and then within the settings section, just going to the customer acquisition section, checking this box and then choosing the second option right here. But that's just one strategy. There's multiple different ones you can approach. We just like to take this approach right here because it's the most simplest one essentially. This now brings us to hack number 2, which is the bundled approach. Now, this bundle approach, it's something we also started doing late 2023, early 2024, especially for those brands which only have really one best-selling product or just several different SKUs. If you don't have a lot of SKUs on your store, this bundle approach, this bundle hack is gonna work wonders for you. And this e-commerce brand right here implemented exactly that with our approach. Now, if you look right here, there's 2 different PMaxes going on. Both of these are for the United States, but if you scroll all the way to the right, we can see the results are drastically different. This first PMax has generated the most amount of revenue, spent about $7,200 at a 5.65x ROAS. The second PMax generated only about 15,000, not too great, but it's still a profitable ROAS, almost a 4x. Now, here's the thing. Take a look at these AOV values and look at the difference. This one has an AOV of $62 and this one has an AOV that's $10 extra of $72. This is because the second PMax right here is for the same product but as a bundled variation. So offering the same one, but instead of just one single product, it's 2 products in one. And that's essentially the hack right here. What we did is we wanted to improve the AOV here because for the longest time, this brand used to struggle with AOV. They had a very good product, they had a very good audience on TikTok and Facebook, but on Google, they used to struggle, which is also why they started working with us under our agency or marketing, which, by the way, if you're doing $40,000 or more per month in revenue, you need just a little bit of extra help scaling your brand to the next level. Go onto my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see how we can essentially work together and make that happen. But all of this does is it helps improve your AOV overall, which directly is going to impact your ROAS positively. So even if you're spending the same money. Now because your ROAS is higher, now because your AOV is higher, you're generating more revenue, which is essentially what the main goal is with Google Ads. This now brings us to the third hack on the list, which actually has to do with the Google Merchant Center, and this is the quality store badge hack. Now, I consider the quality store badge, which you can get on the Google Merchant Center, essentially a hack, because without doing a single thing extra on your Google Ads side, you can literally double and almost triple your sales overnight and all of the other metrics. Here's why. If we now go over to this Google Merchant Center account for this brand, and we want to choose this specific brand right here, this account, but within this is an account again under our Google Ads agency or marketing. If we go on over to shopping experience scorecard, we can see right here that this is a top quality store. We have gotten to the exceptional level here for this brand, which means now we have the top quality store badge, we rank higher in Google shopping results, and we get early access to any new Google features. But if you scroll down, the way to do this is to essentially be at the top of every field within each of these boxes. So the shipping experience, we have to have an exceptional delivery cost. The delivery time should be pretty good. It's fair here, which is decent, but it should even be better than this. Return cost, it should be low, return window, etc. But even if all of these things are not perfect, you can still end up getting the quality store badge like this store has at the moment. But what I want to do is I want to now go on over to the results side for this brand and see the benefit of having this come up. So if we go on over to conversion, we can see this is first of all a high ticket store. The AOV is roughly $484. In the last 14 days, it's been running at a 3.13x ROAS, but we just started working with this brand a little over a week ago at the moment. So now we already have that everything is in place. The merchant center is good to go, the quality store badge is good to go, and within the last 7 days the ROAS has almost gone up to a 4.83x. So just if we compare it to the previous 7-day period before this badge and everything, it was 123% less revenue than what it is at now. We have 175% higher return on ad spend, and in terms of the cost, it's actually 19% down. So while spending less money, not only did we decrease the cost per purchase, we more than doubled the conversion value, and we more than tripled the ROAS, which again is a very beautiful thing, because this lets you know that without doing anything too crazy, without doing anything extra, just by having this quality store badge and just being eligible for this, we were able to really improve the results drastically and in such a short period of time. So I do consider this a hack. If you don't have this, you should be looking into getting this done, because it's just about running a good business. That's all you have to do to get this quality store badge. There's nothing extra you need to be doing here. But this now brings us to hack number 4, which is the flipping the best sellers hack. And this hack I can illustrate better with this keyword search right here of a 3D printer. Now, flipping the bestseller, what I mean by this is whatever your bestseller is, whatever its product image is, let's say you're selling this product right here and this is your image, what you want to do is you want to flip the image and run it alongside in the same Google Ads campaign to A/B test. Essentially, that's the main strategic approach here. Now, the reason why you want to flip the image is because people have already gotten used to it, and because of that, if somebody is in the market to buy your product again, or even if it's a brand new customer who's never seen your product, because it's the same exact image that's always been there, because it's the same as your competitors, there's nothing unique about it. There's nothing that makes it stand out unless you have a very low price product, or unless you're trying to do some fancy things here. When you flip the image, let's say you're scrolling through, you suddenly see the image coming from right to left instead of just having it be from left to right like every other competitor out there, and also like what you have been doing for the past X amount of time. And this is going to be a little bit of a different thing that's done. Very useful hack, very easy. You can literally do this with Canva, or you can have somebody else do this for you from your team. But this should be done with some of your best-selling products just to test if the CTR goes up, if there's any benefits of even having an approach like this. But this kind of brings me to the final hack on the list, which is the catch-all replacement. Now, this hack is something I recently came across and recently started doing, but this hack essentially transitions your manual bidding approach for the catch-all campaigns. And for those of you that don't know what a catch-all campaign is, catch-all is essentially running a campaign at a very low bid, or if it's a smart bidding campaign at a very high target ROAS, so that the campaign basically catches all of the sales that potentially leak through the funnel. So if your main Performance Max campaign is not getting sales for certain products, well, now this catch-all campaign can get those sales at a very low beta, meaning a very high quality audience, which hopefully converts for that product. But essentially, we're just taking out those standard shopping campaigns completely, because right now in 2024, there's a big push towards automation, towards smart bidding, etc. And we're just essentially turning it into a Performance Max campaign with a very high target ROAS. Now, two examples here. This first campaign right here running at a 4.13x ROAS. It's a catch-all campaign essentially with a very high target ROAS. The second one, it's running at a 3.26x ROAS. Now, does this mean just because you set a very high target ROAS of, let's say, 5x, so 500%, or a 10x, 1000%, that it's going to achieve that all the time? No, but it's going to improve its chances and only show that PMAX to the highest quality audience possible, which essentially is the main goal here with a catch-all campaign. Again, if you're doing $40,000 or more per month in revenue, you need just a little bit of extra help scaling your brand to the next level, go on to my website at yourmarketing.com and schedule a free call with me to see how we can essentially work together and make that happen. But check out this video right here on my newest product testing strategy with Google Ads in 2024, which you absolutely must be using for your brand if you want to scale it to the next level.